Hello everyone and welcome to a new feature on the Premier Ranges YouTube channel. And this is my differential 11. Now all of these players have good upcoming fixtures, so they're good for maybe game week 8 and potentially beyond that. So you may want to consider some of these options during the international break. They all have good underlying numbers and fairly low ownership. We've tried to go for under 15% ownership. All of the data that we've used comes from the Fantasy Football Hub. So without any further ado, I'm going to pass you across to the stat man, Jason McKenna, to talk us through my picks.
The goalkeeper for Ben's differential 11 is Nick Pope, priced at 5.1 and with a 12.2% ownership. Over the next 6 game weeks, he has a predicted points total of 22.4, which puts him at 3.7 points per game. Pope is showcasing his talent once again to FPL managers that we have been long accustomed to, with lots of save points, bonuses and clean sheet. Newcastle have a great run of fixtures, and already he has the best points per million of any player in the Premier League. The first of the defenders is Wesley Fofana, priced at 4.4 and with a 2.4% ownership. He has a predicted points total of 22.7, which puts his points per game total at 3.8. Chelsea have brought in the amazing talented manager of Graham Potter to shore things up for the team, and I believe that the focus will be from the get-go on defensive problems, so you can build from there. This gives an opportunity for clean sheet points for the very cheap 4.4 asset of Fofana. Despite tough fixtures in the next 6 game weeks, Chelsea are high up the predicted point metrics. At his price point, Fofana seems a cheap way into one of the best defences in the league. Next up for Ben is Ruben Dias with a 10.2% ownership and a price point of 6.0. He's predicted to have 35.7 points in total over those 6 game weeks with a points per game of 6. The Citizens look as good as ever with the lowest XG conceded in the Premier League so far, and they're always top performers at the back. However, Ruben Dias has that added extra enticing factor from the fact that Manchester City are also very good on set pieces, with the most goals scored and least conceded in the 2021-22 season. Dias therefore will get clean sheet points, but also has the threat of a goal contribution from a dead ball situation. The final defender of the trio at the back is Gabriel from Arsenal. He has 11.1% ownership and priced at 5.1. The predicted points total for Gabriel is 19.4, which puts him at 3.2 points per game. Arsenal are one of the top performing teams this season, especially in defence, with the second lowest XG conceded thus far. However, Gabriel's clean sheet numbers will also be boosted, as Arsenal are great at set pieces. So much so that Gabriel finished last season as the highest goal scoring defender in the Premier League. Brentford, Leeds and Southampton present a high likelihood of clean sheets, but there is the incredibly tough trio of home games to factor in, with Tottenham, Liverpool and Manchester City. Onto the midfield, and we start off with Wilfried Zaha with a 14.2% ownership and a 7.2 price point. The predicted points for Zaha is 23.4 over the next 6 game weeks with a point per game of 3.9. Zaha's individual numbers have been fantastic this season, even with tough fixtures. He has the 8th best XGI, 4 goals and 12 shots in the box. The Eagles also have a great run of fixtures apart from the one against Chelsea, but even then the Blues are on a bad run of form and the game is at home at Selhurst Park. The predictive data puts Zaha in the top 10 for output from game weeks 9 to 13 as they blank in game week 8, and so he seems a great own. Jack Harrison is Ben's next pick, priced at 6.2 and with a 5.7% ownership. His predicted points total is 20.2, which puts him at 3.4 points per game. He has the second highest XGI in the Leeds team and also has some really enticing stats in terms of totals in the Premier League, with the third highest chances created and 4 big chances created, which also puts him in 3rd place, and 3 assists already to his name. These are some fantastic stats of Harrison, and he's definitely under the radar with his ownership levels. Leeds have the 7th best XG this season, and their fixtures ahead offer some great opportunities for goals. Harrison is the chief creator of a very good Leeds attack, and so we can expect him to have some good returns. Raheem Sterling is the next pick, priced at 10.0 and an ownership of 10.5%. His predicted points total is 29.3 and points per game at 4.9. He's got 4 goal contributions already and the best attacking player in Chelsea's team. The team could also see a new manager bounce and some great football under new manager Graham Potter. Sterling has the 5th best expected points over this period of all players and plays some very leaky defences. Despite Chelsea struggling to create chances, Sterling has some really good underlying data with 3.12 XGI. West Ham's Gerald Bowen is also in the team with a price point of 8.1 and a 2.4% ownership. His predicted points total over the next 6 is 35.7 with 6 points per game predicted. There's not much data to back up this pick, as West Ham have been very poor this season and Bowen himself has not produced much good data, but switch in fixtures could see the Hammers bounce back, and as mentioned, he's very fancied into predicted points as he has the top 6 predicted points of all players in the next 6 game weeks. Is he worth a gamble at his 8.1 price point? To finish up the midfield picks, Ben has gone with Alan Saint-Maximin from his hometown club of Newcastle. Saint-Maximin is owned by 6.6% of managers and has a price point of 6.4. His predicted points total over the next 6 is 22.3 and he has 3.7 predicted points per game over the 6 game week period. Depending on his injury news, Saint-Maximin could be a fun way into the Newcastle attack for the great run of fixtures. 2 of the newly promoted teams, Brentford and Everton at home, plus a poor Manchester United team, offers a good chance for the winger. Underlying numbers are not great with 6 shots in the box and just 0.83 XG, but he is pleasing on the eye and a lot of ball progression to turn defence into attack. Plus he is feeding the much in form Alexander Isak. And mentioning Isak, that brings us nicely onto the forwards of the team. Alexander Isak has a 4.7% ownership and priced at 7. He's got a good predicted points total of 27.5 or 4.6 points per game over the next 6. The data set is limited, but Isak is looking fantastic so far, and Newcastle's underlying attacking data is promising. They've looked so good under Eddie Howe and a genuine threat to anyone that they play. Just look at what they did against Manchester City. And finally, he breaks the mould of the rules that we set out at the start. He does have a 19.6% ownership, but Ivan Toney is in the differential 11 team, priced at 7.2. Predicted points total 23.9 and points per game of 4.0 over the next 6 game weeks. We felt we had to include Ivan Toney because we believe the fact that he's still under 20% ownership, and for his data, his brilliant form and the fantastic fixtures ahead for Brentford, he just has to be included. Ivan Toney has been so good this season with 7.5 points per 90 and 1.17 goals or assists per 90 is ridiculously good data for a fairly cheap forward.
So that's it. That's my picks for this week. Enjoy a little bit of downtime during the international break, and we'll see you ahead of Game Week 9.